This is Indie Invasion.
What's going on? It's that time again. It's Monday night. Time to get out your craft knives, your paintbrushes, your dirty water, your cup of coffee that matches your dirty water, hopefully in your Indian Invasion coffee cup, for some crafting time. We are joined so far with the inestimable Huffman Worldwide and the iconic the Black Album of Discover Games. The Black
You guys
Album.
hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us? Okay, we probably better mute him or else we're just going to hear, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? We can hear you. You just can't hear us. So welcome, guys. We're here to craft. We're here to paint. We're here to hobby and just talk about all kinds of fun stuff. So if you're in the chats, please jump in, comment, tell us what you're working on. Show us what you're working on. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, wherever you're watching, have fun, enjoy, and I am going camera down because I am experimenting because none of my players are in this group and I don't think they watch it, so I'm going to share what I'm actually working on. So I got this Castle Gargantua. This is an old school rules adventure, and it is a castle of giants. And it's massive. It's like the castle dungeon is as big as the city of Venice. That's that's the size of the dungeon. So, or not the dungeon, but the castle, because obviously it's giants. So I'm doing a little experimenting with some larger tiles to represent the giant tiles. So I'm going to play around with this. This was, as you can see, my dry brush paint palette, but it was the last piece of green foam that I had. So this will be the litmus test for whether or not I stop at the store and pick up some more tomorrow. So we shall see. What are you working on there, Eric?
Well, I'm going to continue doing working on that one I started last week. That one sci-fi gal.
Oh, yeah, you didn't finish that one?
No. I got to do all her belts and buckles and stuff.
And whistles?
Yeah. And her hair. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave her hair white.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Since my inspiration was Magneto.
Magneto.
She can be Lady Magneto.
Lady Magneto. So if you're just joining us, jump into the comments. Todd, Mike, I'm sure you guys are already there.
Yeah, that might be.
And if you're there, get to work on something, or I'll shoot you with my glue gun. My Surebonder Blue multi-temp glue gun. Free advertisement.
You're the Bubba Gump of hot glue guns.
Oh, you left that in there. That's right, man. That's right.
That makes me laugh.
That makes you laugh. We know that makes you laugh. And that's okay. You can laugh. I'm probably going to have to move in a second because I suspect my teenager is going to come over here and want his cool chair back. For those of you that were perceptive and saw me in the Gucci gaming chair. Yeah, it's not my gaming chair. It was his Christmas present. So if it wasn't a Christmas present, I would be like, you can't have it back. I bought it, but you know, it was a Christmas present. So
come on, Dad.
look, he didn't even waste any time, man. He's already over here. Dad, can I have my chair back?
I don't know what you're doing to me, Mac, but look what I got. I picked up at Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Michael's had sale, so of course, you know, the wife had to go get her Cricut stuff. And
yeah, the wife had to go get stuff. I hear you. I understand, yeah.
I wandered into the paint, and I got some, what is this?
Is that the color shift?
2 color shifts. So I got the blue, that I don't know if it really shows up. The blue turns into kind of like a purplish.
Yeah.
Not really showing up on camera, but
they're actually really quite good.
And then this one is the black flash, so it shifts to the gold. Because I'm still trying to find that paint scheme for my one pincher beetle for burrows and badgers. So
yeah.
I'm gonna do some test of these. I have to repaint them black and then use one of these. But I want to do some tests with these to see which one I like.
All right. I shall allow it.
What are you
Hey,
doing?
there's Todd right there. What's happening, Todd? We are doing swimmingly.
Alan plugged out.
No, he's still trying to get in. All right, Alan, try it again.
I'm back. It's called Middle of Nowhere, Georgia. Lost.
Oh, that's right. You're on your way here, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'd like to say it was for something exciting, but I have to go help Alan put a dishwasher in tomorrow, so.
It's a good deal.
But other than that, I think I may find myself at Lowe's tomorrow picking up some green foam. I would love to get some pink 1-inch insulation foam, but strangely enough, we have this interesting problem down here where we don't need it because it doesn't get that cold here.
I'll send you some down in the box, right?
There you go. There you go. That could be the packing.
I could cross over with you.
Oh, you're back. You're in a bad place in Georgia again.
Uh-oh. Todd said he's just getting home from his LGS with a ton of little plastic Civil War men.
Uh-oh.
Todd, you'll have to post a picture on our Facebook page.
Danger. Well, Todd, I'm still waiting for my present that I got from your LGS. Eric I think he's doing it on purpose. I think he already had a box because, he works at the post office. And I think he was just messing with me about my stack of books. He's like, oh, I gotta, I need to find a box.
I wish I had a zoom on this right now.
So you could zoom in on my books?
Yeah, see, they're right there.
Oh, I know. I see them.
The box and tape sitting on top of them.
I see them in all their glory.
Eric moves about as fast as my post office.
Oh, man, that was harsh. I'm sorry about that, Eric. You want me to mute him?
Pony Express.
Yeah, they left me the pink little note. Hey, you weren't there, so even though we were there, so we go back to pick up the package and they can't find it. So they said, "Well, give me your name and number. We'll hunt for it." Well, when they call, when is the worst time to go to the post office?
When they're closed?
Besides any time. Friday afternoon. They call about noon. And it's, oh yeah, you come. We found your package. Come pick it up on a Friday afternoon. It's like you got it.
But isn't that why you have employees at your store? Be like, hey, I need you to run down the post office.
They went the first time, actually first 2 times, because they messed up. They didn't realize you can't go the same day they leave the pink note. So
yeah.
Kind of in jail. I don't know who went. That was Monday. I didn't get the package till Friday. And what's so bad, it was a 2-day priority ship.
Oh, wow.
It sat at the post office for a week. Oh, well. I know Eric would never do anything like
Never.
Of course not.
I'd be like, get this out of my face. Delivered. All right, T.
I will say our post. This is the way it's this organized. There's some hard workers there. When you go in, and they're working. They're busting their butt. They run 2 zip codes out of one post office.
Oh, wow.
I think
Yeah,
it's
ours is
crazy.
divided. We have two in the town I deliver out of, but we have like a little annex office for the one I'm in.
But the annex, you can't pick up that. When we first moved here, you could go pick up packages at the annex, but you couldn't do other than pick up packages. Like with that, they ship the packages over to the main post office.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you can't even. You have to go after lunch the next day. If you go too early, you might not have your package.
There you go. Todd said hard work does mean quality work. There you go. There you go. All right. So I got this. I'm going to Mod Podge this real quick. And then since we've got people on, I never got plans from you, Eric. I've got my right here. I got my box of Jenga blocks.
Okay.
So looking for inspiration. I've already made a ton of stuff, but must make more. Mod Podge. The greatest thing in the world. For those of you that don't use Mod Podge,
Wait. I thought hot glue was the greatest thing in the world.
Well, it is, but everything has its purpose. And everything has its place. And hot glue is great for fast building, but Mod Podge is great for sealing up your foam and making it durable. I use the cheap Dollar Tree foam, and it turns rock hard with a nice coat of Mod Podge and black paint mixed together. And it makes it real durable. I'd like to say what crafter I stole it from, but I got to be honest with you. So many of them do it that build the D&D stuff. I'm not even sure who the originator of it was. I was actually, before Mod Podge, when I was still building 40K terrain, I would coat my stuff in Elmer's glue. It never even occurred to me to use Mod Podge because essentially they're kind of the same. Mod Podge does dry harder though, I've noticed, but I would coat it. It doesn't shrink either. Like, yeah. But I always did my stuff in Elmer's glue anyway. That was probably hearkening back to the old kindergarten and first grade paper mache stuff, I don't think they let you do that in class anymore. They're afraid you'll eat the paste, which was, of course, the best part of it, right?
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, whatever. Now you're just lying. Now you're just lying. As you sit there painting right now, licking your brush in between strokes, right? I never ate paste. That's why I lick brushes.
That's right. I ate the paint.
That's right.
Not the glue.
All right. The only thing I hate about doing this is I get it all over my hands. Every time I start doing it, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to the Dollar Tree and I'm going to pick me up a bag of those 8,000 super cheap, rip as soon as you put them on rubber gloves.
Oh, yeah.
Just so I can do this, and I never do.
I used to use those all the time when I painted just to keep the grease in your hands off the models.
I never did it for anything fancy like that. Mine was just to keep the Mod Podge off my fingers. All right, so that one's done. All right, so now I'm seeking inspiration from my lovely crew of Todd and two others. I don't know who the two others are, but you are lovely for being here.
Make some... I got an idea for you. Make some modular walls, like half walls.
All right, let's see how that goes. So I've got a tile here. And the thing about the tile is it's moderately thick. I don't think I have my ruler over here. One of the nice things if I do that is that it will stagger in between to kind of help hold the pieces together if I do that. So let's think about that for a second. What would be the ideal way to do that? Like this? Oh, maybe that's the way you do it. Maybe you stagger them and then you've already got your brick pattern.
Yeah.
But then in order to make a corner, you'll want it to butt up. So I'll have to cut some on my saw to do that. Because I'll have to cut a piece to go right there. Unless I just take my micron pins and glue them like this. Now I'd still have to cut them because it's going to be
pretty long.
Well, no. If I did it like that, there'd be overhang. And that would be okay because then that would tie it into the next piece. Like so. So, but see, that's only... Let me grab another tile.
What else? Because
I like the idea of modular walls because it gives just that little extra element that I kind of want as a skirmish gamer. Maybe I only need corners.
I think corners. Do only corners. Because then you could even put them like down on the actual tile itself to represent a wall.
Yeah, but I think it would look better off just because of... See, now the question is, do I go ahead and notch them like that, stagger them like you lay brick, and just cut this piece off? Because once I glue it, it's easy enough to cut it off. And then if I cut that piece off, I can glue it right there. But is that more work than I want to do? I'm going to put this one together like this. I'm going to put two together, one in each manner, because, you can get them at the Dollar Tree. So,
yeah, you got enough of them.
Yeah, I say that now. I say that now. You've got plenty. 10 minutes later, I got to go to the Dollar Tree, man.
Probably some kid that went to the Dollar Tree just to get Jenga and found out that they're all gone.
I hope they're not all gone. I need to go get some more. Not to mention the fact that they carry the Eileen's glue, Aleen's, whatever, the tacky glue in the gold bottle.
Oh yeah.
At least mine does. Mine has the little bottles, which even for $1, and they're not very big. They've got this size for $1, and that one's like at least $4, even at Walmart. So it's a pretty good deal. Except the one thing I don't like about this glue is when you get down to the bottom, since it's tacky glue, it does not like to come out. And I am not a patient person when I do this. So that means new bottle. Nope, wait. Hold on. Glue. See all my glue? I got glue for days, man. Apparently I have a glue addiction.
No.
Maybe. It's very possible. It's very possible. I won't bother to show you the 2 gallons of Elmer's glue I have sitting behind me on my shelf. That's just for emergencies. There's my...
You know what?
I do not. Tell me what.
I'm sitting here struggling holding this thing, going to my old ways.
Forgetting that you had a holder.
Yeah.
Good morning, Alder.
Hey, you made it.
Glad to have you.
Yeah. I know it's hard for him to get on here with us.
Oh, he's just sitting down for his morning coffee.
Yeah.
I'm sitting down for my evening coffee because the world is a big place. All right. All right. Yeah, I saw the bobbies that you finished up, Alder. They looked great, man. They did. They looked really good. Did you see them in the Discord, Eric?
Yes, I did. They did look good.
Yeah, they look good. All right. I'll let that one dry. And the nice thing too is, if you're doing like, I got a kind of a scrap tile here. If you're doing this with the tiles, you can take this and still use it as a wall like that on the inside, just to give you a little bit of,
Yeah.
I think that'll give a little bit of maybe depth to it so it doesn't feel so flat, because that's the one thing that puts me off about it, is that it feels so flat.
Yeah.
And that was always the thing that drew me to the games that I play, is that they were games that contributed to not being flat. You know what I mean? That you could you could explore with it. What are we working on today? Alder asked. So Eric, what are you working on, my brother?
I don't even know what this model is from. I posted it on our Facebook group that if anybody knows what this model, this line is from, it was a swag bag freebie model from Adepticon from, as you can see, it 2017.
Oh man, that was a couple weeks ago there, buddy.
Yeah.
That was a couple weeks ago. And I am working on my Jenga blocks, and then I'm in our RPG campaign. I'm upscaling my tiles to 2x2 and a 6x6 for castle. It's called Castle Gargantua. So it's a castle of giants. So I've got to kind of scale up the tiles a bit, create a set for that. But I'm not in a big rush for that one because they haven't even stepped into the other one yet, which is Stonehell Dungeon. They haven't even gotten there yet. And they have to get all the way through that one first.
Anybody close to getting die yet?
Well, they almost died. One character almost died in not the last session, but the one before that. So they're hunting down this bandit group, and they're not ready to confront them. But they happen to be in the same tavern that they were.
Oh.
Well, one of the characters, as part of his story arc to pull everybody together, had gotten jumped by them. Well, he recognized a couple of them. So they decided that they would go to bat for their buddy. And they decided it would be a good time to attack the group that they're not ready to attack. And I had to save him with an NPC, but one of the bandits managed to get a shot in on one of the characters and pretty much one-shotted him down to one hit point.
Wow.
Now, mind you, they're only first level, so that wasn't a terribly difficult task.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah, but that might be a sign.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you need to stop. Just go ahead and stop, because now, mind you, it was the lieutenant, but since it was the lieutenant of the bandits, that means it wasn't the bandit leader. That's bad. So that was fun, but they role played a good bit and got through a bunch of that, and it was good. They did a good job. I've got mostly new players. So I've got one person that has role played several times, but mostly in dungeon crawls. So, playing it like you would play Descent or or any of the dungeon crawl games. Playing it more like that, less like a character. So that's a new experience. And we've got another young man who's brand new, did a couple little sessions with his dad, and his dad hasn't played in 30 years and played D&D. So there's that. But overall, it's been a lot of fun. And then my oldest son is playing, and he started in a campaign once, but the campaign fell apart, so he didn't make it out of the. I think we played one adventure on that one, so he didn't really have any experience. And then we've got another guy who hasn't played in 20 years, and then one other guy who plays D&D regularly. So a bunch of newbies.
Well, I got a question for you guys. Have you had any experience with the Savage World rule sets?
It's been a long time, but I got a bunch of that stuff, Alan.
Which rule set? I didn't hear.
Savage Worlds.
Savage World.
I never actually played Savage Worlds. Never interested me. Never bit me. But I got bit by the Palladium bug pretty early. And I think I've said this before that I don't really care one way or the other for the fluff. I'll take me some D&D fluff any day over that. So I like the mechanics.
I am actually.
Well,
Go ahead, Alan.
the reason I was asking that, I was messing around late last night. It looks like Pinnacle's going to release a whole set of Deadlands. They
Nice.
use the Savage World as the core.
I've actually looked at Deadlands several times. Never pulled the trigger.
When it was first out, that would have been, heck, I was in San Antonio, so
That was the 90s.
a long time ago. Yeah. I played the Rail Wars, which was the miniature game. Played the card game. What was it? Their card game. Anyway, I really liked it and thought the world was pretty cool.
I think I would like it because I was a really big fan of Boot Hill.
Yeah.
I played a lot of Boot Hill, and since I like the weird stuff, I know Deadlands brings in the Weird West.
Oh
Yeah.
So I mean, it really kind of struck me as when I started looking at it was when I was poking around at RPGs after I had been out for a long time and been just doing skirmish games, and it just really resonated Wild West Exodus with me.
Now,
yeah, that's what it has that for me, the feeling of Wild West Exodus.
Now it's funny, Alan, that you bring that up because I should be getting that new Deadlands any day.
Mm-hmm. I knew that.
Well, that was, you'd mentioned earlier, that's kind of the reason I had brought it up.
Yeah, I have the old stuff, and then I have just basic Savage Land rule book, which you can adapt to any setting you want, which is kind of cool about it. And yeah, I late back the Kickstarter.
Yeah. But what's so funny, I was, of course, looking into all the distributors and see when it's going to be released and all that stuff, and it's like, oh, you got to have the Savage Worlds core book. Okay, I'll look to see maybe getting one of those. No one has it in stock. So
Todd said Doomtown was the card game.
Doomtown.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually got the original, and I don't even know where those cards are, but I had the full set of the original, and then when they reprinted it, I got, I think, 2 boxes of it a few years back. But yeah, I can't get the Savage World core book. I can't order it.
Well, they have a new one coming out, Alan.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I think.
But it didn't have a date.
With that new Deadlands Kickstarter, I think in the same time they were putting out a new edition of it.
Okay, maybe I overlooked the release date because it's funny. All the looks like the Deadland stuff was going to release, and that makes sense if they're releasing a new edition of Savage Worlds with it.
Now, I have looked at a bunch of Savage Worlds minis many times.
And there's another rule set that uses Savage World as the reward. I can't remember what it is.
Well, there's a bunch. They have a Flash Gordon one. They have a there's a couple different versions of Deadlands where they have like a futuristic apocalypse type one. I think there's a like your 1940s noir Deadlands. And then there's some other like IP stuff that they made up in their world. I can't think. I think one was called Rippers. That's like Victorian monster hunters.
Oh, nice.
And
I never really found an apocalypse RPG that I really liked. Now, I liked Rifts when it first came out, but I know we've had this discussion before. They just went nuts with all the stuff they added. It just got to the point where it was too much. Anything in the first book, if you made a character from the first book, you were dead. And then it just became about gear. There was almost no difference between your character from 1st and 10th level, except for your gear.
I think I saw on your favorite site, Mac, a big old bundle of
Rifts books.
I don't know if it was Rift books or I think it was Palladium.
Ooh,
books.
I do love me. Well, I've got duplicates of just about everything now.
You probably have everything that was in that bundle.
Well, there's one book I don't have from the first edition, which is actually there's two. I haven't been able to find them for a reasonable price, which is Adventures in the Northern Wilderness and Further Adventures in the Northern Wilderness. Don't have those two. I even have a bunch of the second edition books, mostly for story arcs, fluff, towns, just stuff like that you can use. And I do actually have in my world, I have the Palladium continent, so all that stuff actually exists within it. On a different note, PatmoCon is getting ready to happen again. We did that last year in conjunction with the Drowned Earth. I'm trying to it's the 27th, but obviously since I'm not in Facebook world and all those places, I haven't been up with it happening. But James messaged me and asked if I wanted to do something, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to, because I'm not sure if I can. Something about a new vehicle arriving on the 27th.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Let's do 7 more. That'll give me 20 corners. That should build out nicely, huh? Think that'll be enough corners for dungeon layout?
I think so.
I think so, too. The other great thing about working with these is since you're using white glue, regardless of whether it's tacky or not, and gluing wood, it makes for a very strong bond.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go one step farther and get some Elmer's wood glue, but this is plenty. This definitely does the trick. Definitely does the trick. Oh, that sounds like a bottle of Pro Acryl being shaken there.
Shaking her up. I'm getting ready to put some dark silver on.
I haven't painted anything. Well, that's not true. I've been painting that. I painted like 80 tiles, so that counts. I do have a terrain tab on my minis painted this year, so.
Oh, there you go.
Because I know how I am, and that's what I do. I'll go back and forth. I'll go a couple months where I'll pump out so many minis, it's ridiculous. and then I'll turn around and I won't paint any for a while, but I'll make massive amounts of terrain. Kind of like self-correcting, you know what I mean? So I don't get burned out.
Yeah.
So whereabouts are you on the road, Alan? Or did you mute us?
Mile marker
or did you fall
83.
asleep? Mile marker 83. Oh, yeah, I know exactly where that is. Yeah.
I'm catching up with my sleep. Vidalia.
Vidalia. Oh, you got a ways to go.
Oh, yeah. I still got about 2 hours. Yep.
Well, you don't need to bring me any Chick-fil-A anymore. My Chick-fil-A opened back up, so. Got my lemonade.
Good. Man, we're getting crushed. We had someone posted a TikTok. Probably got over 1 million views now. And it's about all the non-traditional Chick-fil-A stuff we sell. And yeah, it's been, we probably doubled last year's Monday's business. Of course, with COVID, it kicked in.
What non-traditional Chick-fil-A stuff do you sell?
Okra. Well, right now we're just doing okra, sweet potato souffle. Of course, we've always had the mac and cheese. We have pot browns.
Dang.
We do grilled cheese. We do BLTs.
Dang. That's crazy. My Chick-fil-A doesn't have anything like that.
We used to, what else?
I protest.
Our grinder broke. We were still doing coleslaw,
Cornbread. All right. That is 20 corners. Got 2 left. That'll be 20 corners. All right, Eric, I'm not out of stuff. Come on. You helped me there. Come on. What else? I still got a box full of Jenga and a Dollar Tree right around the corner.
Man.
Dollar Tree right around. When I say right around the corner, I mean I can ride my bicycle there in 15 minutes, okay? That's how close it is. And it is the Jenga one because, you know, Dollar Trees don't all have the same stuff. They like to mix it up and keep you on your toes. All right, so the other thing I like about that tacky glue is you can glue it and pick it up and move it because it's tacky.
Yeah, bonds quick.
Yeah, it at least holds. You know, like I can't take it over right now and cut those pieces yet, but that'll be pretty quick because free plug, non-paid advertisement. I'll walk over to my handy dandy Proxon table saw. And cut it all off.
Yeah, I like to use that glue on MDF.
Yes, it's very
sticky enough, so
Yep.
you can put a piece there and you don't have to hold it forever.
Yep.
Or you use super glue, which you better get in the right place the first time.
Yeah. I don't like to use super glue on MDF. I mean, I'll use it sometimes on the gray board.
Yeah.
But I try not to use it just because, like you said, if you don't get it in the right place, it's done. You can't do anything about it. All right, that was good. Okay, next. Now to let the creative juices flow, Eric, I do have small flat sticks, popsicle sticks, and
why don't you make a barricade wall?
Large sticks. That's not using my Jenga sticks, though.
You can throw those in there for big timbers.
Jenga blocks.
So you building like a traditional dungeon?
Yeah, I've got my dungeon tiles, and the one they're about to go into. I drew up the map for the one that they're getting ready to go into, which really isn't a dungeon. It's more of a hideout. It's a bandit hideout. But the next one is actually a mega dungeon. So I built these two. These are like little stalls. Did some texture. So I built little stalls. Those came out pretty good. They're not painted yet. And then I made some beds with some paper towel blankets there. Because why not? This one's a little bit better. I started painting on this one. So I think I'll go ahead and do the top of this one just to make one of them finished. What color should we do the top?
You got like a grayish sand color, almost like a khaki.
Yeah, I have territorial beige, the ultimate apple barrel color.
That's my favorite.
This is everyone's favorite apple barrel. Territorial beige is the bomb.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome. That and I think it's nutmeg brown I use.
I'm a burnt umber kind of guy.
Yeah, burnt eye works too.
All right, there's that. Little. It's not like I don't have enough of this paint floating around in massive amounts. I'm really running out of ideas for these, and like I don't want to run out of ideas because there's more, man. There's lots more where those came from.
You can't just hold on to them.
I can't, man. I got to build something. I'm in building mode, man. Got to do it. Must build stuff. I have to fill up my basement more.
Need to build something that has elevation, like a loft or something.
Well, I'm trying to keep it simple for setup and play, because I'm mostly using the dungeon as it's for spatial awareness for combat. That's primarily what it's all about. It's not for necessarily playing all the time. Like I don't set up the tavern every time they go into a tavern. But if I know something's going to happen, or I know that they're feeling kind of froggy, I'll go ahead and set it up for an encounter. Plus, keeping it simple, I can throw down 10 tiles on the table in no time if I need to set up the tavern real quick. So I'm trying to keep it all real simple, which is really hard for me anyway. But it's been kind of interesting because as I've set it up, particularly the last tavern that I set up when they made the foolish mistake of going after the bandits a little bit before they were ready to go after the bandits, it was really nice. The setup was nice. We knew where the bar was, the tables, the hearth, the stairs going up to the second floor, all that stuff. So it was really kind of cool. There we go. So there's a little nothing to that, really. Pretty simple. Simple but cool for a little town setup. I think I'll do another one of the tops like that since I've put too much paint on my palette. So I never do that. Never put too much paint on my palette. That translates into I always put too much paint on my palette, by the way. That's the actual truth. Well, I'm so used to bulk painting terrain. I'll squirt like half the bottle out because I know I got a lot of stuff to paint. And then I go, oh, I didn't have that much to paint. Craft paints for the win, man. That's why.
That's what they're good for.
That is exact there, man. They're the best thing in the world for terrain. I see those guys that they're like, and I built this piece of terrain. It's about 12 inches tall and it's got a 14-inch base. And I did a wash of Agrax Earthshade. I'm like, did you sell a child to do that? How did you have that much Agrax Earthshade?
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that. Jeez Louise.
That's crazy. I think a lot of the guys too, though, they make it. You know, the little all the recipes out there for the homemade stuff that doesn't really work well on your models, but works great on terrain pieces.
Yeah.
Well, I might just leave that one. Shoot. Just keep on keeping on. It's quiet tonight.
It's very quiet. I'm quiet because I'm concentrating.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Alan's sleeping, so while he drives.
Yeah.
He probably just mute.
That's what I'm saying. You got to get it in sometime, right?
I figured he was just muting and singing along with the radio.
Maybe he'll forget to mute and sing along with the radio.
No, I don't sing out loud.
Which means that this is recorded.
Oh, man. Okay. Is there anything else?
My 11-year-old made me proud in the car the other day. We were dropping my 16-year-old off Fernando at school. And right as we're dropping him off, AC/DC TNT comes on. My 11-year-old looks over at me all excited and goes, oh, Dad, turn it up. It's AC/DC. I was like, yeah. And then he starts belting it out. I'm like, I'm going to cry.
All right, let's see.
Oh, Alder found your mini.
Did he?
Victoria Miniatures.
Okay.
Beast mode, man. Dang.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
it's-
impressive.
I thought this would be good for anything like Core Worlds or I think originally I was thinking of using it for Urban Manhunt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's good for Urban Manhunt, for sure.
I have a table set up across from me for that, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger because I keep adding more and more to it.
Well, it sounds like
model.
it's time for you to play.
Yeah, I know. I need to just dive in and do the solo rules, I guess.
Heck yeah, man. Or get Xander down there. I think he'd like it.
Yeah, I think he would too. Hard to get him to play games with his old man anymore.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. What is a good solo skirmish literature game? I got asked that by a customer yesterday.
Well, Urban Manhunt is one that plays solo. I mean, you can really play anything solo. Last Days.
Yeah,
has
Last Days is
solo
really
mechanic.
good for solo.
Yeah, it's got a
Okay.
solo mechanic. But that's in the second book, The Days of Summer, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So that's in the second book. I think somebody, I think it might have been in Blaster magazine, the one that Ash and Sean and those guys are doing. I
Right.
think in the second issue, and I may be totally off base here, but I thought that Sean did something for Relic Blade to play solo. I may be wrong, but
That'd be cool. I'd go back and look that one up.
I thought that was in Blaster number 2. There's always Battle Space, which is really, I mean, it's really quite fun. And the only turnoff for me on Battle Space is that I like a little bit more of the fantastic. Todd says, "Isn't there a version of Frostgrave that's solo?" I don't know. I'm not sure.
There is, because I think Jim has done some solo videos.
Okay, I didn't know if there was or not.
But I know a lot of games you can, do solo, but we're just kind of discussing some games out there that really, that was kind of maybe their purpose versus, oh yeah, by the way, you can play this solo type.
Oh, well, purpose, Battle Space. Battle Space was designed to be played solo. That's how the game was made.
Okay.
As far as I don't know of anything else that was designed to be played solo. And you guys that are watching, if you know of something, pipe in. I can't think of anything except for Battle Space.
I think he ended up buying my last copy of Don't Look Back.
I could see how you could maybe pull off a solo with that.
Yeah, because you just run the 4. In fact, I mean, Troy played all the time by himself.
Yeah.
Because you just run the 4 victims. Since it's co-op anyway.
Now,
it takes a little of the fun, I think the fun out of it, but it doesn't change even the mechanics of the game.
Ragers can be played solo. That's the one out of New Zealand.
Right.
I would say no, can't do any of the tribal games because they're card based.
Yeah.
Probably do Carniverse.
Yeah, you can probably do Carniverse because that is essentially the same mechanic as Last Days.
Yeah.
Well, next time he's in, that's some. I think I mentioned a couple of those, but you know what it is. Got 1,000 games.
Oh, you don't say. Okay. That was probably a frozen face if we had been able to see him, right?
Yeah.
All right. All right, come on now, Eric. I need some more ideas. Need some more ideas.
But did you hear me? I said
no, we didn't hear anything. You said, oh, that's right. That's right. Todd threw up Rangers of Shadow Deep. I totally forgot about that. That was designed to be solo.
Yeah. Yeah. I did think of that one.
Didn't they do?
Yeah, it was in there 1,000 games around me. He goes.
Yeah. What else
like,
did?
What's a good game? I'm going. I don't know.
Yes, there are good games. Lots of them.
What about? See, now that's got me thinking some of the other ones like Ragnarok and.
I think you could play Ragnarok solo, but it's not made to be, and it would definitely take something away from it.
Okay.
Because with the with some of the stuff that's in Ragnarok, I just don't think it would. Well, I know. I guess you could if you did the monsters. If you fought against the monsters, you can also play. Actually, Deep Wars and Shadow Sea is solo.
What's the latest word on that?
No idea. Haven't heard anything. There was just finished up another Kickstarter.
Seems like he's been doing a lot of Kickstarters.
Yep, he's been doing the STLs, and I think that that's great for getting the models out there. But I think I said this before that mind you, this is my opinion. I don't feel like the sculpts are as good. From the 3D when they come out, just looking at one model to the other and comparing them, they're just not the same. They're not as good. All right, now. Come on. Need some help. What about a shrine?
Yeah.
But then I got to find a model, too. I wonder if I have a miniature. Oh, Alder was saying they've only had 1 week of lockdown in the last 10 months. That's awesome.
Wow, that's good.
We're not on lockdown. We can play as well, which is nice. But again, I don't have a store or anything here for skirmishing. I was amazed that I managed to get as many people together as we did for our RPG. That really surprised me. And I am not complaining about that at all.
Well, I think a lot more people are feeling comfortable. Well, comfortable is not the right word. Or getting out, because a lot more people are getting shot.
Yeah.
They're shooting people. What?
Yep.
Great. Googly moogly. I don't think that's a good idea.
But just a little pinhole.
All right. Let's do this one. This one should be cool.
I used way too much.
You used way too much?
Yeah, this purple transparency. I did not think it was going to be like that. That's okay. I just got to move it around a little bit more.
All right, I like that. I like that. That's cool. That's cool. All right. Well, hey, we got some comments here. Todd said needs to work on his twisted stuff. Yes, you do. Picked up Carnivale a while back. Yep. I've got too much Carnivale as well. Now the 15 mil stuff to think solo game. Yeah. You're like, you got to play with somebody because you've invested so much. And then picks from the 4K mini printer rivals most indie and smaller company minis. Like the minis, the sculpts on them were really good. They're fantastic, but it's just enough. I can just barely see the the little rings from the resin, and I mean just barely. And the thing about it is they look super. I painted a couple of them up and they look great, but they don't look as good as the metal ones. That's the problem. That's the problem for me. It may not be a problem for some people, but I had gotten so accustomed to such high quality in the metal miniatures that when I got them, I was kind of like, oh, these are cool. I was all excited and I busted into the boxes. And, oh, yeah. And then I got to looking at them. I was like, huh. What is this? Oh, that horse might make a good statue too. Horsey statue.
In a dungeon?
Yeah. Might go in the town. Doesn't have to be in a dungeon. All right, Alder, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, back to work for him.
Back to work. Back to work.
Well, there, I added transparent purple to her.
And?
I don't know. Doesn't look so good on camera, but I think it's too dark.
Yeah.
So that's okay, though. I can go back over with the color I used and just highlight it back up, you know. Got to try these paints on something. This is
There
probably
you go, man.
just as good a thing to try them on.
Yep. So I wonder, will it count me painting these miniatures that I'm making little statues and shrines of?
No.
They're miniatures.
Yeah, but they're going to be terrain now.
Yeah, but they're still miniatures, and I have to paint the miniature just because I'm painting them one color.
That sounds like a technicality.
Hey, I'm still counting them, buddy.
Come on, camera. My
still
camera don't want to focus.
You can't make me call them terrain. I get to count them on my miniature page.
Come on.
This one is a vampire. Freaky vampire.
I got to keep an eye open for those underworlds vampires coming out.
Yeah?
It's going to be their first vampire releases in forever.
Cool. Add them to your undead army.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
holy moly. Well, look who it is.
Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, better late than never.
Hey, man, I'm glad you jumped on. And you're heading out tomorrow?
Actually, it's going to be Wednesday morning, but yeah, pretty close.
Yeah. Well, thank you for gracing us with your presence, sir.
My pleasure.
The final gathering. For a while, anyway.
For a while.
Yeah. We'll see how off time is while I'm in those 2 weeks of quarantine over there in Japan.
There you go.
Hey, if this is, what is it, 12 hours difference, or what? How much time is Peter on? What's his variance?
Peter's, I think it was 13 hours ahead. So you'd probably be around 11 or 12.
Okay. That's not too bad. Get up a little early. Talk to you guys maybe for a little bit.
Hey, that's what Alder does, man. Alder just left.
Oh, okay.
We were his morning coffee.
Nice.
Yep. All right, I'll check those out, Todd. All right, there we go.
So what exciting things did I miss today? What? How many other world's problems do you gentlemen solve?
Actually, it's been pretty quiet.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet. So just
Meg's messing with Jenga, and
I'm messing with Jenga blocks because Jenga blocks are cool, especially when they're $1. Everything's cooler when it's only $1.
What are you building now, Mac?
I'm building a couple of pedestals for statues for the for our role playing game.
Okay.
It's getting more stuff built as I plot, plan, prepare, and make perilous the lives of my players.
Marvelous. Hey, you're not doing anything. They do it to themselves. It's their choices.
For the most part, the one time that they already almost died was all them.
I can see Eric's still painting that limited edition mini.
Yep.
This looks good.
Ah, come on. My camera's acting up.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm putting some washes and transparent paints on there. Broke into those tonight.
Nice. What's Alan up to this evening?
Alan is driving.
I'm actually headed your
Oh,
way.
wow. Okay.
I got to replace that dishwasher tomorrow.
Oh.
He's yeah.
You're not sad when that's a vacation.
I hope you'll enjoy some of your time here after that.
Oh, you don't say. That's pretty much the conversations we've had with him tonight.
Okay.
Well, the question I brought up earlier, and this would be probably good interest to you, is good solo games that were kind of more designed to be solo. That was kind of their intent.
And what was the verdict for good solo games then?
The only one I know of. The only one that I know of that's been designed for solo play is Battle Space. That's the one that was designed for it. And that one was good. Alan and I played it. I think there were a few card things that needed some clarification. I don't know when he's going to have the book out. I edited it for him.
Yeah, and I can see once again you can use that engine for dungeon crawl or something.
Yeah, I think you could use something like that for a crawl. Yeah, I think so. You working on anything, or are you just checking in to say hi?
Checking in to say hi, see what's going on.
Nothing.
Figured I'd enjoy it while I could.
I hear you, man.
I've been just packing and repacking and unpacking, trying to make sure I can carry as much stuff in as little space as possible.
I hear you. I hear you. Been there.
You got probably 2 bags. Is that what you get?
Officially 2 bags, and they allow you to carry on and the whatever
Yeah, the one
backpack.
person.
Yeah, so got sea bags fully packed up. Got the garment bag fully packed up. And then I've got a old med bag I turned into a backpack, and my CPAP machine's coming with me as a carry-on.
There you go. Got to have the priorities, man.
Right. The part that bugs me, since my first time, on the ship, I've actually literally gone through the sea bag checklist and put every single item that's on there in the bag, and there are quite a few items in there.
Yeah, and they're like, you can bring 2 bags and a carry-on, and then they tell you, but one of them has to be this bag and the other one has to be this bag. Like that's not right.
That remember of the days. Yeah, you get your 2 bags. One's got to be your Kim bag, and
Oh yeah.
And you had all your professional gear. It's like, okay.
So you can bring your own toothbrush. That's what that amounts to.
Yes.
You may bring your own toothbrush, and that is only if it fits in the bag. There you go. That worked out. I got me a little angel model and a little devil model, and on some little altars here. I might lift those up just a little bit too. I might see if I want to do that.
You little Proxxon saw to cut all those pieces, Mac?
No, these are Jenga pieces from the Dollar Tree.
Mm.
No, I'm all about that Dollar Tree.
Oh, yeah. Great train equipment there.
You give me like a Thug Life Dollar Tree thing going on. Oh, yeah. Maggie asleep?
Yes.
Yay.
So hope it stays away for a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm sure you're not ready to leave her.
No, I mean, I understand she'll wake up at around 1 a.m. or 12 a.m. again, and, be glad to see her, but,
you'll see her in a couple of hours.
yeah. I got one more day with her, so that'll be good at least.
Yeah.
She's enjoyed her time with Daddy. That's good. Got my COVID test today, so I'm set to go, 72 hours prior, and it showed I was negative, so that's great.
Good.
Not that there was any concerns. They scrubbed my brain a little bit. It felt great.
Right. Well, you got to get that thing cleaned before you go over there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I think I like that elevated a little bit. I wish you guys could see this, but I can't pick them up. So the exciting thing I've done is I made corners. See, corners. That's exciting. Very exciting. And then tomorrow, sometime, I'll cut all those the pieces sticking out. I'll cut all those off, and then just glue them right there. Mm-hmm. It should be a perfect fit. Because, math.
Right. Try to do some fancy like a dovetail or some other, connector.
Oh, no. That takes too much time. That's too much time.
Mm.
I'm all about easy.
Okay.
Okay, I better let this sit and dry. I got so many washes on this right now.
Hmm. Figure's probably trying to do some wet blending.
Oh, I just thought of the spot. Yeah, I'll let it dry and do it later.
There we go. Nice little bridge. Walkway.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Eric, come on. I need some more ideas. Jenga blocks, man. Jenga blocks.
Do a bridge. You could do a bridge. Well,
I did a bridge. Look, I did a bridge out of my little sticks.
Okay.
And I can't pick up my little altars there. I can pick up my horse one. Here's my horse one. It'll be gray. A little pedestal horse in the center of town,
Mm-hmm.
He probably needs to go up one more, though. To be fair.
Did you ever make tables for your bar? Your tavern?
Oh yeah, I got tons of tables.
Okay.
I made lots of those. Because those were super easy. I did actually they were so easy I had Mimi do it. For those that are watching, that's my 8-year-old daughter. She glued them all together for me. I just did I did 3 blocks. I did 2 side by side like this, and then I put this one on the bottom in the middle.
Okay.
And then set it down like a table. Worked wonderfully.
Ooh, I missed a spot. Right there.
Eric, did you ever finish painting all your Badger and whatever characters?
No. I do think I found the paint I needed to finish my Beetle guy, though.
I'm still going to finish mine before you.
Mm-hmm.
I got some color shift blue to try on them. It kind of shifts to a purple.
Okay.
And then I got a black flash that shifts to a gold. I might try this one, I think, because I kind of like that dark beetle.
Undercoat that with gloss black.
Gloss black. Okay,
gloss
see, I would have
black.
just.
You'll get the best. You'll get the best color shift. You'll get the best shift in the paint color.
Mm-hmm.
I have black, but other than making it gloss, is just putting my clear gloss on it.
Well, you can pick up when I do my color shift paint.
Yeah,
I use the apple barrel gloss black.
Oh, okay.
I don't use any of the fancy gloss, just the regular old apple barrel, easy peasy.
I'll have to go back and pick up some.
Oh yeah, you need to go back, man. Going back to the craft stores, that's what it's all about, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think, Raul, these are only 2 I got to finish.
Oh.
Is my little sparrow. I got to finish his feathers, some detail work, and he's pretty much done. I wanted to do, a color shift on the beetle, actually.
I'll still be done first, and I still got like 7 to do. I'm sorry, Eric.
He's just a little distracted. It's fine.
Yeah.
On another note, what's the next piece of fanfic material you're going to be reading on the weekly story reads, Mac?
Well, I started. I did a little bit of Zone Raiders actually the other day, and I'm not really sure. I'm kind of struggling what to find, to be honest. So I'm not sure because I have to be careful. I don't want to do anything and upset anybody and do anything copyright. So trying to.
Any plans to finish your story for Drowned Earth?
Yes, I do plan on finishing that. When, I don't know.
Okay. Because that would be a great one to read right there.
Yeah, I thought about starting to read that one, and I might do that just because that will motivate me to finish it, to actually finish the story. If I start, read through the first chapter or the first part that I have written, might motivate me to actually finish the rest of the story. But I'm not really a writer. I just like to write. So I don't have that burning drive like, I'm working on this story because it's not going to go anywhere. And that's okay. I don't care. But I don't have this burning desire to finish it. I suspect what will happen is when I get my models, is probably when I'll go nuts on the story again.
Well, what kind of defunct games are there out there that nobody cares about? You could probably read stories from. Can you think of any right now?
No.
Okay.
I've tried to make it a point to read the ones that I know the developers, so I know that they're okay with me doing it.
Okay. Have you reached out to anyone about Twilight?
I have not. I haven't talked to Mike. I think he would be fine if I did it. And I did think about doing some of the Twilight stories.
Okay.
Because they're kind of fun.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a whole lot of... Well, there's more stuff than I think. You just have to get it on the website.
Just the rule book's got a great story there from beginning to end.
Yes, it does.
And then even the stuff he's got free on his website for the scenarios, those have nice little short stories leading up to that, which would hopefully encourage some people to look at the minis, potentially try them out, since it's a fun game.
Yes, it is.
That's next on my list of working on stuff,
Mhm.
Raul. Is finishing that
Yes.
stuff up.
Dragon turtle.
I got a good bit of my Kadeshi done.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look at those dragons. What's up with that, dude?
Yeah, she's in trouble. Yeah, I got to
She
work
can take them.
You
on,
should
work
put
on
some,
these.
you should put some of those dragons in that box over there behind you.
Mm.
I got to see if I can fit Bob Ross in there without destroying him with all the weight of those boxes.
Just bring him to me when y'all come see me this summer.
That's true.
Mhm.
That'd probably be easier.
You're moving down here?
If you quit spending all that money on Kickstarters, we could have bought that podcast mansion.
You're not wrong.
That's it. I'm not telling you no more about eBay deals I see.
Yes, you will.
Especially when there's a couple on there. I passed up like 3 different old Ravenloft, 90s books, and I was just like, man, it is one of those things like we were talking about how you like it, and then about 5 minutes later they send you a deal, and it's just like, oh man, I just want to watch it.
They're like, we saw that you liked it.
And one of them, they only gave me they wanted to give me 10%, so it would have been like $1 or $2 off, and I'm like, yeah, not enough to make me pull the trigger.
Yeah, the strange thing about you saying it like that, though, is if they had been 20% and $2 off, you might have been like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's Wayne. What's happening, sir? And a late joiner. Great looking dragons. Are they from Patreon?
No, these two here are not Whiz Kids. Well, maybe they are Whiz Kids. They're for Pathfinder. This one was a 3D print from Etsy.
Yeah, I looked at the link from that guy. He does have some pretty good stuff.
I want to get this guy's. Now he buys the rights for these 3D files.
Gotcha.
I forgot the name of the company that designed it, but they have a Hydra. I want to get a Hydra.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Wayne. So what everybody's working on is Eric. What are you working on?
All right, so she's sitting and drying because I put so many layers of transparencies and washes on her. If she focuses, there she goes.
Nice.
My little sci-fi fighter here that I plan on using her for more than likely she's going to end up in Urban Manhunt.
Of course,
Nice.
because she should. And then I have been piddling around with Dollar Tree Jenga blocks, building stuff. So I built some corner pieces. I still have to cut the excess off. Corner pieces for my dungeon tiles. So they kind of give it a little bit more 3D when I set up the dungeon for stuff. And the nice thing about those too is I'm gonna use some of that in my skirmish games too, because that's how I roll. And working on some pedestals and stuff as well for towns. And I had a couple scary models. Got a little angel on a little pedestal there. And then naturally on the other side of whatever room I set up, we'll have the scary demon dude. And that's what I'm working on is wood stuff and some larger tiles, 2x2s. I don't know what Raul's working on. He was just sitting there for a while.
Trying to pack and repack my stuff into smaller containers for traveling purposes.
How small can the container get?
Yeah. This is
Wayne,
what contains what I want. This is what's
There you
probably
go.
going to end up getting there. Yeah.
Eric Wayne said he loved the detail on that face.
Oh, thank you, Wayne. That was probably 2 layers of different color washes on her face.
All right, so I made a dent in my Jenga box. It's much less full.
Kinda, yeah.
That means it's time for a trip to the Dollar Tree. Just saying.
Oh boy.
Oh, look, I'm letting everybody sneak a peek at the messy dungeon behind
Do
me.
not peek at the man behind the curtain, or however it goes.
That's right. All right. Well, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Pretty good all around. Well, I need to sign off because I have some other stuff to do. So I think we're going to wrap up the live session here. Eric, I think it's your turn to take us out.
You want me to take us out?
Why don't you take us out?
All right. All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us for our just hobby hangout, Paint on the Desk, where we just kind of chit-chat about all things gaming. If you guys are interested in listening to our regular shows, you can find Indie Invasion Podcast on Podbean, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Stitcher, Spotify, Pocket Cast. I believe it's on Google and a million other places. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and we are on Discord now. If you guys want to join in some conversations there. And
yes, please pop over to the Discord.
Yep. If you had any questions, just send us an email at indieinvasion@gmail.com. And our website for Coastal Con website is coastaltext.com. We have all those links on there to find us on Facebook, Discord, along with some of our good friends at Unipolar Games that do our T-shirts, dice trays,
coffee cups.
And we have links to our good friend of the show, Jim's stuff. So he does his little Bexham Bazaar magazine that covers skirmish games, RPGs, any kind of game. And he has his once a month, as we like to call it, the Montgomery Ward Toys catalog.
That's right. It's so dangerous.
You guys can check all that out on our website. And if you like what you're hearing and want to support us continuing to support the indie game developers and just create fun content for you guys to listen to and watch, head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/Indie Invasion. We have a couple levels there if you guys would like to pitch in, but you don't have to. We have a bunch of content on there that you guys can view, and you don't have to contribute to view them. But that's about it, guys. Right? Any last words? Raul? Have a safe trip.
Why don't you take us out with the Indie Invasion catchphrase since you are leaving for Japan on Wednesday? Go ahead.
Get ready for the invasion.
Yeah!
Prepare yourself for invasion. This